Let's start with prep. We're going to gently push back the cuticles and clean properly under the free edge to get rid of any dirt or debris. Any dead skin that's left over, we're just going to remove really carefully with the opposite end of the cuticle pusher and file gently away with a 180 grit file. Carefully remove the shine and just straighten out the free edge. Just remove any dust or debris with a brush with some cleaner on it before you go into the dehydrator. This needs to dry before you apply primer. When you apply primer, keep it off the skin and just apply it sparingly. You can go in twice, but you need to let it dry properly before you put on base coat. Before I put base coat on, I like to put the forms on, and I start to bend them carefully already when they're on the paper. When I peel them off, I'm going to take the sticky tab off and just secure it underneath to get a bit more support. It's super important when you put the form on that you get it nice and snug underneath the free edge. You don't want it moving, and that is before you secure it. Just check that you've got the middle line of the form aligned with the middle of the nail. Right, so it doesn't matter if I'm applying soft gel or hard gel. I usually don't put the base coat down until I've done the extension on the free edge first, and there's a reason for this. And that is that when I go into the nail after this is cured with the base gel, it helps secure the end of the extension, which is really thin. It sort of grips it on a bit and anchors it down so that you don't pull the extension on the free edge off when you remove the form. Try to follow the lines and just spread it thinly and evenly, coming just slightly on top of the free edge. If you're a bit careful when you're doing this and wipe the sides, you shouldn't get too much of a mess. And if you do, you can just wipe it with the side of your brush. So I don't give it a full cure. What I do is I just cure it for a few seconds so that I can go in and pinch the free edge to make it look nice and sleek, and then I fully cure it after that. So when I go in with the base coat, I'm just really careful not to get it on the skin or on the cuticles. I'm just going to pull that thinly and evenly, like I said, anchoring that down on the thin extension. After the base is fully cured, we're going to remove the form. Just be really careful and pinch it and remove it from underneath. Don't just yank it off, because otherwise the extension will break. I just go really carefully into the pot of gel, making sure that I've only got it on one side of the brush, and I'll spread a thin even layer, a slip layer, over the entire nail. Yeah, so when I pick up a bigger amount again, I'll start not exactly at the cuticle but a little bit down, push it up, and then just start swiveling it down into the middle to give it a nice apex. And also make sure that you get enough gel on the stress point, which is like the point between the free edge and the extension, so that it doesn't break when you file or when the client's using her nails day to day. This particular gel has got a slightly thicker viscosity, which will allow me to add a little bit more at a time, so that I'm not working against the clock. I can add a bit more when I need it without it running everywhere. Personally, I prefer a medium viscosity because I feel that it self-levels a bit better. But for this demonstration, I just didn't want a gel that was going to run everywhere. I just wanted to show you that if you've got a thicker viscosity, you can take your time and get it really nice before you cure it. Yeah, I'm happy with that, so let's just put that in the lamp and give it a full cure. I just feel that this needs a slightly stronger apex, so I'm just going to put a little blob of gel in the middle of the nail and just work it gently down the centre, just to give us a little bit of height. We don't want that breaking, so just take a minute, and you can apply as many times as you want to. It's just practice, really. And when that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to cure it again. Just make sure that you hold the nail down at all times. Okay, so that's done. Let's just give that a wipe. And what we're going to do now is just do a bit of filing. We'll shape it properly first, then I'm going to go in with my electric file. Before I start filing, I'm just going to go in with an old pair of cuticle nippers. These are like cheap things off of eBay, just to sort of snip off all the little thin ends that have just run down on the form. We don't want them, and we'll save ourselves some time by doing that. You don't want to be going in with a very coarse file. You'll see that I've got an 80 grit, but it's a really old file which is really worn and tattered, so it hasn't got that sort of grate on it like a new one would. You really don't have to go in that hard, especially not with soft gel. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to file the sidewall straight and just shape the ends of it a little bit so that we get a really nice even shape before I go in with my e-file. Right, I'm just going to speed this up a little bit because otherwise I'm going to bore you to death. Okay, pay attention. What you need to do is get yourself one of these cuticle bits. If you get any product on the skin or you just want to tidy that up, this is perfect. And this is a fine ceramic bit. It won't give any heat, and you've got to do this at a really low speed. It's not necessary to go at a high speed. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in with my barrel safety bit, it's also fine, and just sort of smooth the surface and make the nail look nice and even, and just sort of get the cuticle area nice and flush. When you're happy with the shape and the surface of this, what we're going to do is we're just going to go in with a buffer and buff the surface just to make sure that it's really nice and smooth. Right, so when this is done, let's just give it a quick buff and a good wipe to get rid of all that dust. I'm really pleased with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in with some top coat. I'm using a no wipe from Modlons that I really love. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.